Is there some?
There's a roll of paper towel.
Oh, perfect. I just need something to throw my gum in.
Here, I'll eat it.
That's
Give him that piece of
disgusting,
paper
bro.
right there. Spit it in.
Yeah, you cool with that?
Yeah.
I feel bad.
There goes your kid's homework. Just kidding.
There's an
Oh,
F.
thanks, dude. Remind me to throw that away.
For sure.
Leave it here for memory. For next time, you can put it in.
It's
That's
your gum.
disgusting.
It's your gum paper.
What was it? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? That girl who like saved her gum?
Violet. Ooh. What's like that?
Oh yeah, there's like static.
What up, Fat Ty?
What up, yo?
Which,
What if you guys have your phone volume? It's like static.
I do.
Is this
I have
me?
it up. Yeah.
That's why he could hear
It sounds bad.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay, okay.
So you'd be able to hear it on Twitch.
Okay. Yeah, our audio on Twitch is not on Twitch. I'm sorry. IG is kind of ass right now, so
It's a little dirty.
it's a little sucio. Sucio. What up, Andy?
Next time we need to bring 2 laptops so we can do the duck thing. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it still sounds staticky.
Dirty cable. Those always go out.
Yeah, it still sounds staticky. I mean, it's not terrible. What up, Yade?
Is it because you guys are clipping too high?
Maybe.
J-Cat. Oh yeah, we're a little rich there.
Yeah, now you guys are spiking on my end too.
Put a little
The
bit
cat
lower.
is in the building.
J-Cat. We're live from J-Cat's room right now.
Woo, woo. Oh, this is room? I feel bad.
Imagine.
Okay, I think that sounds a little better on IG.
Oh yeah, I think it was just because we were too rich. It was probably just. There we go. Yeah, we're in like a
Yes,
healthy
sir.
green
Yes,
area.
sir.
We're back.
Yee.
Just getting settled. Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yo, I'm surprised that there's a lag on IG. I didn't know that there was.
Oh, for sure. And I think we're getting rolling on Twitch.
What up? Hey, there you go. That's how it looks like on Twitch.
Yes, sir.
That's why you got to go to twitch.tv/TZ Radio. And then you can actually see.
So you can see the
how it
backdrop,
looks
because right now it just looks like
It's
we're really
green.
like we're really into green. You
Yeah.
know, but
It's
when
not
you
the
when
case.
you go on
See?
Twitch,
There you go. That's what it looks like.
Looking up TZ
Then
Radio.
you-
Just
you-
look up TZ Radio.
then you could tell.
Find it
Then you could tell
on Twitch.
we're really into yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess that's our thing, you know.
we're into yellow, not green.
Kind of like
T-
a big Pokemon vibes on Twitch, man. Cool. So I think we're rolling everywhere, right? Yo, Isaac show. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to our producer, Yo Isaac, holding it down behind the scenes, man. Making us look nice and snazzy.
Shout out to Yo Isaac in the building.
In the building.
Or should we say we're in his building?
True. This is true, man. And throughout the show, you know, he's gonna tap in and give his opinion, you know, and he's really the quarterback of this whole thing at this
Facts.
point. You know, so shouts out to the homie Yo Isaac, man.
The QB in the building.
Andy says he likes the green backdrop better. That's because Andy is actually the Green Ranger.
Oh shit!
Wasn't
He's
yeah,
evil,
the Green
man.
Ranger was evil, man.
I thought you were gonna say the Grinch because Christmas is around the corner.
That's messed up, man. Andy shaves his feet. So what's up, guys? What's cracking, man?
Oh,
It's
man.
been a while. Jerry brought up a pretty good point that it's been a minute since we've actually been in the same building at the same time.
It's
Yeah.
been a full what up.
It's been a full what up?
Yeah.
At least
yeah.
2 weeks,
It's been
right?
it's been 2 episodes since we were all here. Last week I wasn't here. The week before you weren't here.
And the week before that, we were all here.
Yeah. So it's been 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
2 solid weeks, man.
There it is.
Feels
man.
good to have everybody here.
So for those of you guys that are first catching the show, this is What Up Weekly, your weekly dose of what up. You know, and we just pretty much talk DJ shit. We just talk live shit. We just talk shit, man.
Talk shit. Anything we're interested in. A little bit closer, up and personal. Let you guys get to know who we are.
Yeah.
True. And then we also let you guys and chime in and see what you guys are talking shit on the chat. So if you guys start talking shit, we'll start talking shit with you guys.
Yes, sir. Yadi, I hear you, man. We're gonna have to make it happen. We got some guests lined up, but we're gonna make it happen, man.
What
Yeah.
happened?
So we got Yadi in the building, man.
Oh, there it is.
Underscore Yadi Carter. He wants to be a guest.
Yeah,
Ooh,
so
there
we're
you
gonna
go.
have to make it happen, man. We got some guests that we're gonna pop up. We're actually trying to work on the Zoom thing too.
Oh yeah. So we
so-
could definitely have a lot more guests. From
Yeah.
everywhere.
So if like, you know, especially with social distancing, if you don't feel comfortable coming here in person, which we totally get because maybe we don't feel totally comfortable with that as well, like we can Zoom you in.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Well, shit, guys. So
Technology.
what's cracking? What's been going down the past couple of weeks? What's been in your guys' agenda?
Agenda?
Yeah.
Well, I will say at first I was kind of nervous, but now I'm happy to see things are starting to open back up.
Okay.
Like I saw Fab is opening up this weekend.
I saw that Fab was
So
opening
like
up
I'm
this
sure like
weekend.
Tower's gonna start to slowly open back up. I think
Yeah.
Vinny's has been open for a couple weeks.
Well, a lot of venues are getting like patios,
yeah.
which is dope.
Smart.
I think Jerry brought this point up last time. We really hope like this stays like as far as like
Oh yeah, even
patios
after.
remaining.
Fuck yeah.
You know, just because we don't really have a lot of that in Fresno. I think we had maybe like 1 or 2 places that had like a patio.
Yeah. So like what I was telling bro T the other day was like, there's a lot of cool things that like, oh, I didn't realize that could be a thing. Like how we have like this posh craft drink place called the Modernist in Fresno. And now they have like the street open up as like a patio. It's
Yep.
probably like twice the size of a residential sidewalk. So you can fit like tables of 4 and 6 on it. So it's very like European vibes, like how they have in like France of like these like the outdoor
patios.
eateries and drink areas. And like those are things, especially in like downtown, that I'd love to see stay.
Hell yeah.
Especially for small places. Like the Modernist is more of like, I don't know, maybe they have a 40-person capacity.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that allows them to have more business and allows like
If anything, it, like,
consumers
doubled their business.
to come and enjoy something that they may have had to previously before COVID wait like 2 hours just to get a place to sit.
Yep.
This is true.
So I definitely hope the cities and around the country are more lenient to let those things stay, and like drinks to go, like that
Yep.
should be a thing. Like why not?
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
It is in other places, so it's like if it's working there, like it could do it here. You know?
I mean, bottom line is like if someone really wants a drink to go, they can go to fucking the liquor store
Yeah.
and open up their Old English on the way
True.
anyway. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, man. That's
Guilty.
true. Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of changes that have happened that I mean I could
Are cool.
definitely see like sticking around for the future. So
Well, even like live streaming, I think that's like so dope. Like I love going on Twitch, and I'll catch some of the homies from like the Bay, and then LA, and then San Diego, and then we'll go to Texas, and then like Chicago, and like Miami.
without having to
Like-
take the drive or the
Yeah.
airplane ride.
Or
yeah.
like the fact that like I like it'll feel bad of like, oh man, you know what? I'm not gonna be in town. I can't catch your set. Or like, oh, I wish I could go, but you know, like I gotta do this the next day. Like
Yeah.
you can catch people's sets like within like the same hour or whatever, you know, and like that's just cool just to be able to connect with so many people.
Yeah.
Like that's dope. Like it's like bar hopping, but like you don't gotta go nowhere.
That's
But
true.
you know what? More importantly, that needs to stay. Teppanyaki to go. Okay, because that has been a thing that I have absolutely loved. Because you know what? Sometimes
there-
I don't want to sit with 9 people I don't know.
there's spots, bro.
Now,
There's spots. No, there's been spots like what's that Hawaiian spot in River Park? I think it's not Ono, but I think it's Oahu. You go in there, you order the fried rice, and then you order some hibachi chicken and some hibachi steak, and it's the same damn thing. They actually serve you a lot
do
more.
they
than
have the
teppanyaki.
spicy mayo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't know about this place.
Yeah. You go in there and like they pretty much serve you a lot more than you would have at teppanyaki. I just don't think they add the vegetables, but I mean they got the spicy mayo, like they got
Okay.
all this other shit.
Which one is this?
It's like Oahu. It's next to the Bank of America at River Park.
I've seen it.
Yeah, that's what. It's dope, dude. Go in there, order the fried
Where's
rice.
No, he's from
and
Egypt.
I'm from Egypt.
and the hibachi chicken. Well, Burns doesn't eat
He doesn't eat
chicken?
anything
He
past Shaw
yeah.
from where he lives, and
doesn't-
Shaw 99 is what I mean.
He doesn't eat chicken or steak, man. So, you know, he
They got shrimp.
yeah. Oh yeah, they got shrimp. You might try some shrimp. They got a little bit of dolphin in there too.
Yo, you know,
Boy,
you know
oh
what I've been
boy.
craving? Lobster tail.
I can't do fish, dude.
You're fucking weird, bro.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it at all. It's like I said, it's a texture thing for me. It's this like frog like
Close your eyes.
smell. Like it's
I don't know what
weird,
kind of
man.
lobster.
Have you
you've
ever
been
eaten
around.
frog?
Yeah,
I've eaten frog before.
It was pretty good.
That makes sense.
It tastes like fish chicken.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you motherfuckers do that,
The
man.
texture of chicken, the flavor of fish.
Hell
I wouldn't
no.
eat it again because it was very confusing to eat.
Wait,
But it
Disgusting.
wasn't like the most horrible thing I've ever eaten.
going back to teppanyaki, there's a
Liver is
dude
worse.
who's doing like teppanyaki at your house, right? Like a taquero, but like
Oh yeah,
teppanyaki.
that's been a big thing lately.
That's pretty dope too.
You know what they need to do? They need to do breakfast teppanyaki.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That would be fire.
Oh.
I'd pay big money
Mm.
for breakfast teppanyaki.
What would that look like?
All your breakfast
The
foods
griddle,
being, yeah, on the
pancakes.
griddle. Yep,
Yeah.
everything.
Can you do waffles on there? You can't do waffles. You do
No,
pancakes.
because you need the grill thing or whatever. It'd be pancakes.
pancakes.
Probably even do French toast if
Or
you
a-
wanted to.
or
You can
a
do French
crepe.
toast
You
on
could do
a.
a crepe.
You could do a crepe.
Ooh, stuffed French toast.
Yeah,
That's my shit.
dude, that would be dope. I'd pay good money for that.
We should open up a business like that.
I think so.
Let's do
There you
it.
go, man.
Down.
Breakfast teppanyaki to go. What are we gonna call it?
Breakfast yaki.
Breakfast yucky.
Sunrise Kitchen.
That's already taken, man.
I'm sure it's taken.
Wake and bake.
Oh, I like that. I like wake and bake.
I feel like they'll call the cops on us.
Well, let them call the cops, man. They could come and
We'll
eat
feed
too.
'em.
Yeah, we'll feed them.
More
I
publicity.
like wake and bake, man. It's that or breakfast yucky.
breakfast in bed.
Now you gotta do
Wake
breakfast
and
in bed.
bake. Wake and bake.
Bake and bake is pretty cool. I like that.
That just makes sense.
I don't think Jerry likes that too much, man.
You know what? It would be successful either way, just
There
because
you
of
go.
concept.
I'm
There you
hungry now.
There you go. Let's go get some breakfast food. I think Isaac's gonna be our first client, man, for breakfast yucky.
I'm down. Breakfast yaki.
Would you be down to like eat breakfast teppanyaki, Isaac?
Man, I'm down to eat breakfast any time of the week.
Yeah,
Any day.
Day or night.
Are we all here like breakfast for dinner people? Like, do you
Oh,
guys
for sure.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I'll have
Okay.
some cereal right now.
We're talking about real breakfast.
That's real.
bro.
No,
I
no.
ordered
You ever been to
pancakes at like 2:00 in the morning, like 3 days ago. I shit you not.
Did you?
Yeah, Denny's.
No, I fuck with that at night.
Yeah,
breakfast.
I could eat breakfast any day.
Burn said you could eat cereal right now.
I mean, if you want.
That's breakfast.
I was talking about some real breakfast,
That's
man.
breakfast yuckies.
Or like
number one seller.
Oh, you know what I've been craving also? Like a real like handmade fresh biscuit.
Oh yeah.
Then
Yeah, those
you
are
make
pretty
it into a sandwich, like a breakfast sandwich.
Those are pretty dope.
It's like I'm high or something. I'm hungry.
Wake and bake, man.
Wake and bake.
You could be you know how like Robert Tito's has that face of that boy.
Ah,
You could be
yeah.
the face of Wake and Bake, man.
I'm down.
You just have to make a hell ugly face.
That's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
His face does look a little distorted, huh? It's like
I think they did it like that.
on
Oh, it
purpose.
does.
Yeah, well, like
Did they draw it out like kind of weird?
maybe, but like it sticks in your brain though. Like
Yeah,
they've
you
actually
know who it is.
they've actually changed the one on Blackstone to where like the logo used to say Robert Tito's and it would have the face and it would say 24 hours. They took all that shit away
It's just the
and now
face.
it's just the face.
It's the face of Robertito.
Yeah.
It's like
You
Target.
know why he looks like that?
What?
Because everyone who goes there at 2 a.m. looks like that.
that when, especially when they wake up after eating that.
That's fact. I've
Like,
definitely looked like that there.
All pedo and shit. The girls are all like despeinadas and greñudas.
That was me after Encore, man.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, guys. Well,
Ooh, a salad fries.
yeah. Well, shit. Jerry's got some topics for us, I believe.
For sure.
Yo,
You know what I
are we
want to
talking
talk
about?
Okay, so
Talk that shit,
let's
Jerry.
talk some. I want to speak some knowledge today. So, like, I know there's been a lot of like TED Talks over COVID of like, getting yourself together and, figuring out your finances, figuring out how to adjust to this new world that we're kind of living in. As far as like what you can do to set yourself up for success for the future, and also like kind of like life stuff,
life hacks.
some life hacks, some like teaching you like about taxes and about equity, and finances. But I haven't seen it to where, and some of these were like for musicians and for DJs, but they haven't talked about how you can relate what they were talking about to what you already do and your knowledge that you already have. I haven't seen that completely bridged. So I wanted to talk about that today because that's something that I've personally done, and that's something that I feel is very important. And I think some people can do this or are already doing this, but don't realize what they can do. So one of the things I want to talk about is like putting yourself in a good financial standing, as well as, you know, you're being a DJ. And so I'll tell you about my journey. So when I was younger, so we backtrack like 6-7 years ago, and I had like a Mickey Mouse job, and like,
You were Mickey Mouse?
yeah, I was Mickey Mouse, literally Mickey Mouse. It's the term of like, you know, a shit job, you know,
Yeah.
not very high paying, but you want to buy
half-assed.
you want to buy DJ gear, and you don't necessarily have the money for the best stuff, right?
Right.
Don't fucking put it on a credit card, and I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
Because those Guitar Center, you have to budget it right if you're gonna do it on a credit card, and I'll tell you both ways. So finance it through
What up,
somewhere
dudes?
like.
What up, party animal?
So I'm gonna tell you guys should finance this through somewhere like Zounds or American Musical Supply.
He's about to drop some gems, man.
And the reason why you want to do that is because this is a fixed finance price. This is from, so they're maybe going to put a little bit of interest, but it's a fixed interest rate. And most of these places are not putting any interest. A lot of them are zero, and you pay to play. So basically you put yourself on a monthly plan anywhere from like, I've seen stuff for anywhere from like $30 to max $200 a month. And that's something on like $200. We're talking about like a $3,000 piece of gear.
Yeah.
You know, but you put yourself on like maybe $100 a month, maybe $60 a month for that controller that you want. And then by the time you finish, not only are you going to have some top-notch gear, you're ready to go, but by the time that ends, you're going to have an amazing credit score.
That's
Your
true.
credit score is going to go up every time you pay for that, and you know how much that's going to cost every single month. So say you have a shitty job, and like instead of going out to that restaurant that weekend, paying that $20 for McDonald's
fries?
for you and your friend, or like going out for drinks, you start financing that gear so that you can start doing gigs.
It kind of comes down to
so
like, how serious are you about
How
it?
serious are you about it? And then so now you have gear, and now you're paying that every single month instead of putting yourself in a situation to where, I remember at one point I was stowing away money, but I always found myself dipping into it here and there. You know, you have that pile of money that you're putting away, and you're like, oh, you know, fuck, I really want to go out with my friends. So you take $20 here, take $20 there. But now you're committed, and you're like, this is gonna come out, and usually this stuff is like, it comes out of direct deposit. So it comes out, you don't see it, and you want to schedule this around your whenever you get paid. So that way it comes out automatically on whether it's the first or the last of that month, or that bi-weekly paycheck. Like me, myself, I only get paid once a month because I work for a bigger place.
Disneyland.
And so I get paid like a big lump sum at the end of the last working day of every month.
What up, Nancy?
So I would always put it to either, depending on when I wanted something, I would always put it to the last working day of the month, or the first working day of that month. So that way it was always like it works for you. And then you just keep financing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you guys right now, because of all the gear I financed and because of how much I make now, I got approved for about $500,000 so I can buy myself a house.
Because you built up that credit.
Because I build up my credit, and like now I'm in a place to where if I want to buy like a really dope house, or want to buy really dope property, or buy a venue, or like if I want to just go fucking like
by Disneyland.
apply for like a $15,000, $30,000, $50,000 credit card, they're like, please,
Yeah.
right? Now I want to backtrack, and I want to talk about credit cards. Those Guitar Center zero interest for 12 months, for 14 months, for 48 months.
That's how they get you.
Be careful. Those are good and bad. The reason why they're good and bad is because if you do that, you have to keep in mind how much does that cost. So say you put yourself down for $3,000 because you bought a bunch of audio equipment, right? Or you bought 2 CDJs, right? Whatever that costs, you want to make it in that zero interest time because
Yeah.
most of those credit cards go up to 30%. So I want to talk about what credit cards and so if
Learn
you
my
pay
lesson.
off if you pay off that credit card in that 0% interest, so you have to say, okay, in that 48 months,
You're for
let me
sure gonna
divide
pay
it into 48,
Yeah.
and that needs to be your fixed. You have to be in charge of yourself and say that I'm gonna pay that every month. Because if you don't, say you owe $1,000, what's 30% of $1,000? That's $300 interest every single month if you still owe $1,000.
You could have
So-
bought accessories.
So,
a
and
bunch
what's
of
the
other
minimum payment? Maybe $50. But guess what? When you pay that $50, it's not even gonna scrape
Right, right.
your
Yeah.
interest because they just tacked on $300 on the first of the month. So that $50 took away. Now it's $250. But guess what? The next month, when you try to do that $50 payment, now you're at $1,250. That is now $1,550.
So
Dude,
get you.
But if you pay that in that interest, so like Guitar Center is owned. I can't remember the actual name, but it's owned by a Synchrony. Synchrony is one of the largest and hugest loaning companies, credit companies in the entire world, right? So that has more credibility than say you're financing through Zounds or
Direct
your
music supplier? What is it,
your
American
credit
Music
card through
Supplier?
a credit union.
Hmm.
So when you pay off something that say costs $3,000 in the 12, 14 months, that hits your credit score fucking crazy. That gives you so much credibility because you paid off something from Synchrony. So companies carry weight.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, companies carry weight. So if you're gonna do that 0% interest, and I've done it, but I did it. So my girlfriend, she's an account major, and she actually is an accountant for a company as well. I don't like to talk about that type of stuff, but so she was schooling me on all this,
Oh.
and so you want to do it like that because they carry weight, right? And the other thing I was going to tell you guys, so we talked about percentages of credit cards, right? You don't want to have anything over 15%. And the way you do that, because most credit cards, like these Chase credit cards or these American
all the
Express
banks.
cards or these MasterCards that they send you and the stuff, or even Visas that they send you in the mail, don't fucking touch them.
Yeah.
This is
If
what
they
you
send
do.
it to you in the mail, don't.
If they send
don't
it to you in the
bite.
mail, most of them are like 20%, 30%.
Yeah.
And or they'll be like, oh yeah, we're gonna give you flights, but they're gonna fuck you. They're gonna fuck you hard. Go to your
No lube.
credit union. Yeah, no fucking lube. Go to your credit union and get yourself a $300 budget, because most likely they're not gonna, unless you have like a really good job. So I'm talking to these 18, 20-year-old DJs that are still working at Subway. You know what I mean? If you have like a shit job, go over there to your local credit union, whether it's a county credit union or an EECU or whatever. Find yourself a credit union. Go in there, get yourself like a small credit card for like $500, and that interest rate will be maybe max 14%, which is reasonable, right? But now you're at something that has a limit, so now you can budget yourself. So you have $500. So what's 10 to 14% of $500? We're talking
real
50,
question.
$60,
Yeah.
$70 max, right? So that's reasonable. So you put those $30 payments, and don't max it out, guys, because then you just fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because then if you max it out, the next month you have to put a pretty big payment. You'll have to put like a $70, $80 payment, because if you max it out, it'll be overage
Yep.
by the time they tack on the interest. But say you get this $500 limit, you only spend $300. The interest on that was maybe $40, right? So then when you make your payment, you pay $50, right? So you pay off the interest plus
And
you're
then
paying
some.
off the total amount, right? And then you're building you're building your credit. That's the way you should do stuff. So you do that. You should use your small credit card to buying small things for your gear. So maybe you buy a couple of cables on that.
Okay.
Maybe you buy your needles on that. Maybe you buy your phase on that. Maybe you buy just the controller that was $300 used.
Yeah.
Maybe you buy things like that, right? and then you want to have no more than 4 to 5 credit lines open. So don't just like have all these credit cards. Don't just finance from several companies, and don't finance more than 4 things from these companies at a time, because on your credit card, your credit report, it'll fuck you. So you might be like, fuck, I'll just get like 8 different things on these $50 payments, but now your credit score gets docked because they're like, this guy has too many fucking things open. So now you won't be able to find. So,
and it's not necessarily having them opening; it's having them open with the balance, right?
yes, having them open with a balance.
Yeah.
So say Zounds approved you for like 8 different things,
Yeah.
right? You have 8 different things that are being financed.
Yeah.
So now when you want to open up that credit card, they're like, "Oh man, you're a liability.
Yeah.
You got hella things you're paying off." So you only want to have max 5 things open at one time. I would suggest 4. That's a safe number. That's usually what I do. Right now, I'm only doing 2 things. I only have 2 lines of credit that I actually have any balance on because I'm in the process of buying property. But before then, I always had 4. And that's how you get yourself to like an 800. So I hope that was some good knowledge for you guys. Also, what I wanted to talk about was writing things off. So we spend all this money, and I want to teach you guys. I want to tell you guys how to get this shit back. So even if you don't have a tax EIN number, you can still write off so much stuff. Because if you are paying taxes on things, there's ways you can do it where you either say it's a hobby, or if it's only so much and you're just like, I had so say you have a bunch of W-9s that you filled out that year and you don't have the EIN, they're not gonna come after you for your business license or whatever, because that's not what taxes are concerned about. That's like your city that's gonna come after you, maybe, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Because most small town DJs aren't making that much money. So you can still file those through your personal taxes, and just, you keep your receipts. And keep your receipts for everything that you paid for. So say that was like your gas. Did you have to eat that day? Did you have a business meeting that day? All those cables you can tax write off as a loss. All that equipment that you had to buy because you had to do a wedding, that's a loss. And you can get all this stuff up to certain brackets. They change every single year. But write those things off, guys. Don't just take it as this is a hobby, especially if you're actually making money on this on a weekly basis. If you're making that $250 a week at the bar, or $500 a weekend at the bar, you should be writing this stuff off. Don't just take it as a loss just because it's fun. Like, you should. Why not take things that are write off because it's coming out of your paycheck from your day job. Write these things off, so that way when tax returns come, you're either at a 0, or you're like me, where they're like paying you out a check and you're like, fuck, all right. I'll pay $400 to my accountant, $500 to my accountant, so they can do your taxes long form. Please do them long form. And then you walk home with maybe $3,000 in your pocket. You're like, fuck yeah, I can't wait till this check comes, and you're not worried about taxes.
Yep.
And
I mean, I got a Chinese bank account, so I'm not real worried about it.
there we go.
So that's how I roll.
Isaac said he has a Chinese bank account.
There you go, man. And China doesn't give a fuck, man. They got Apple stores that are not Apple stores.
That's gangster.
So I just wanted to, like, I've watched several TED Talks where they talked about these singularly as like, oh, this is how you do your taxes, or this is how you would finance things, or this is how you get equity. I wanted to tie it into, if you are a musician, if you are a DJ, or if you have this hobby, this is how you do it. Because this doesn't have to be DJing. This can be anything that you're doing. If you're selling quilts, if you're selling baked goods on Craigslist, do it. Also, one thing I wanted to talk about was, in this new climate, I am so thankful that that I was able to think past like my own skill set, because things that I didn't realize were social equity or a trade have actually kept me afloat during this time. And that I think is very important, especially like people don't understand the skills that you learn as a DJ.
Yeah.
That you can use for other things, like
Not just the technical skills.
not just the technical skills. Like just in this room, like we got Isaac who's learning production and knows production, a lot of production now,
Yeah.
and stuff about cameras and
Lighting.
Goes a
and
long
that's
way.
something
Yeah.
that's something he can gravitate into a job. Post COVID, like couple years now, right? You're a graphic designer for a pretty big company, and that's something you just need a really good portfolio. And he got the portfolio, and several of our friends the portfolio to do that because of, in today's world of being a DJ, you had to be the graphic designer, you had to be the promoter,
You play all these roles.
you play all these roles, or like how us as like TZ Radio, we started stage managing. So now I get booked. Before COVID, I got booked as a stage manager several times. Not even as a DJ. I hosted things where I was hosting other DJs. I wasn't even DJing.
It's like it's all like related. It's under the same umbrella, but
Yeah.
you start to learn that there's a lot of other things you can do in the like industry that's not like just DJing. You know, there's management that needs to be done. There's
Exactly.
marketing that
What up,
needs
Cruz?
to be done. Like there's so much that goes into somebody leaving their house. Not even before that, making the decision to attend an event, leave their house, walk into this area, whether it be a venue or wherever they're at, and experience some form of entertainment, and then they go home. Like there's so much involved in that
Exactly. It's
that
just
you
a
can
matter.
find something that you're like, oh shit, I know how to do that, or I know something about
Repackage
that.
your skills, guys. Like it's like a checklist, and you just like plug in different tasks. So like I don't know about you, but when I was doing weddings heavy, I like low key coordinated a couple of these weddings because they didn't
Oh,
have a
fuck
quote
yeah.
unquote
A wedding planner.
wedding.
Yeah.
I promise you, with the large events and the weddings that I've semi coordinated, if I really wanted to, I could coordinate a whole wedding.
Fuck
So maybe
yeah.
you're a wedding coordinator too.
Yeah.
Graphic designing. I know some graphic designers that started out as DJs that they're like doing pamphlets for restaurants. They're doing stuff for baby showers. They're doing invitations. Like, don't put yourself in a box.
Yeah, so I think to Jerry's point is definitely don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
There's a lot of skills that you pick up being a freelancer, you know, which is what a lot of DJs do. You know, we freelance our services, and you know, depending on the position we set ourselves in, like sometimes we could be we're like the promoters for the bar, you know, 'cause most bars don't really have promoters like that. It's just a DJ.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, you could leave it up to the bar manager, and you know, they can make some sort of flyer or whatever, or you could take it upon yourself. You know, you could do it yourself. You could hire someone to do it. You could come up with a theme for the night, et cetera, et cetera. The sky's the limit. You know, but these are all skills that you develop. Now, you know, if you're gonna use them as a resume, my only advice is don't bite off more than you can chew.
Yeah.
You know, just because you've done it once or you've done it twice doesn't necessarily make you a professional.
You gotta be comfortable with like if somebody were to throw a project at you, you know you could handle it.
Right, exactly. And with that being said, though, there are a lot of things there are a lot of trades and stuff that you may learn just because of necessity. Maybe you can't afford to pay somebody, so you pick it up and you learn it yourself. Those are definitely stuff that translates very well. Let's say if you want to get like a 9-to-5, you know, you'd be surprised how many people that are holding these positions aren't exactly experts at what they're doing. I was just thinking this the other day. You know, obviously, you know, TikTok and a lot of these TikTok reels and all this other stuff, they require a lot of content creation.
Yeah.
The reality is that a lot of directors and a lot of content creators that are sitting at these tables at these big companies aren't as educated as a middle schooler.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there's a lot of middle schoolers that can like do some really cool shit like on these apps that some of these people that are sitting at these tables wish they could do. You know, and it's mostly because they're just about meeting deadlines, you know, and not necessarily wanting to create cool shit. They just have to make these deadlines,
They're
you know,
not
to
necessarily creative.
exactly, they're not exactly creative. And for these kids, they're not getting paid for it. They're doing it for fun or the cloud or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
and they want to do cool shit. So they're gonna force themselves to do cool shit.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now. So like at least 70% that I've seen of these dudes that went to college for marketing, for graphic design, for video, whatever, they're fucking trash. And the reason why they're trash is because they learned a medium and they weren't fucking creative. They weren't actual artists. They weren't anybody. That's something that just it's fucking God given. Like you can't make this shit up.
Yeah. You learn that, I
And-
think, also by experience. Like you said, if you go to school, they kind of tell you, like, all right, like, they almost give you a ceiling. And they're like, all right, this is how far you could go. This is how you should do it. Where, like, how if you're just trying to figure this shit out on your own, like, sky's the limit, you know?
Yeah.
Web designers, there's a bunch of those guys who are trash. And I've talked to, I'm like, oh, like, can you make it look like this? They're like, oh yeah, but the samples they gave me looked like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, not to completely brush that off, you know, there's a lot of stuff that you can learn at school. Like there's definitely a lot of things that, you know, if I would have gone to school for media management or graphic design, like there's definitely things that would probably put me into an advantage now.
Yeah, you'd pick up some other stuff.
But with that being said, you know, like to Jerry's point, like talent plays a pretty big role, having an eye for everything. It all just kind of intertwines, you know. So
There's no type of school as experience.
yeah, exactly.
just do it.
Exactly. There's no type of school as experience. Like for a lot of you guys, you know, if you graduated and stuff like that, you probably noticed how much more different it is to work in a work setting
Yeah, then
as
just
opposed
study
to
it.
being behind the books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because now it's just kind of like fuck. Like now you're responsible for something.
Yeah.
Now you got to use your critical thinking skills and figure this out. It's actually interesting that you know we're on this topic right now. I think like a couple of months ago I was listening to the Road podcast, and so they were talking about how like a lot of kids today don't carry that critical thinking trait, and this is because their family members and the family members before them, you know, are so they live like 9 to 5s or they live paycheck to paycheck, but they're so used to having their managers and the managers above them handle everything. Like if they have an issue with like their healthcare, they have an issue, they just go to HR. If they have an issue, I need to get this time off. Well, if my manager lets me, but my manager's not going to let me, so I'm not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Like that is how they handle the majority of their problems, as opposed to people that come from a line of entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
you know, that have to solve these critical thinking skills. They don't have an HR representative or something like that to be able to
There's no
balance their
manager.
benefits. They don't have a manager that they can blame for not be able to take this day off, you know? And so those traits, not on purpose, but just through genes, kind of pass on to your kids.
Yeah.
You know, and so you start kind of
Oh,
seeing
that
like
makes
this,
sense.
you kind of start seeing this balance of like kids who are just kind of like, well, I can't do it. And you saw the other kids who you can see other kids who like figure it out, like no matter what the fuck.
Yeah.
And there's and you start seeing like this imbalance. So back to like what we were talking, you know, I think that's a really interesting topic, man.
For sure.
Sure.
Backtracking to what you were talking about, like these middle school kids, if any of these like middle school kids by the time they're 18 can have some type of critical thinking skills or like figure out what they've actually gained during that time. So I'll tell you guys a story about myself. I'm not like the greatest social media person, but I have a decent following, and I know there's a lot of DJs out there that know social media a lot better than I do. And I found myself in a position to where I was running a very large business here, their social media, and then I ended up being their event organizer and one of their managers, but all because of like things I knew how to do better than them. Not that I was the greatest, but I was better than them and I could execute. So if you guys can execute and think outside, and you guys are really good at social media, you have the resume of like, yeah, I can do this. I know what pops. Look at my 30,000 followers that I personally have on TikTok or on Twitter or whatever. Like, I can do this for you, and you think you can actually do that for someone?
Yeah,
Why not? That is your portfolio.
bro, you could do that with like 2,000 followers.
Yeah.
and do it for like a small company that only has like 75 followers.
Yeah, and they
100
can't
followers.
figure it out.
Yeah.
And like there's like YouTube, and there's like courses like on Coursera that show you how to do like I learned how to do Facebook ads and Instagram ads and all that stuff. It's not like it's a little bit, you have to think like as a consumer, but if you can think as someone else, then you can accomplish it. So like learning those things, it's just learning, you know?
Yeah. So
It's not that hard.
yeah. So to recap this segment, don't sell yourself short. Like you are actually more than just a DJ. You are a producer. You are a graphic designer. You are a brand strategist. You
manager,
are a
bro.
manager. You are a stage dude or whatever. You're all these things. You
Yeah,
just
you-
have to learn to package them and learn how you're gonna give these out to like certain to whatever it is that you're applying or whatever job you want to take up. You got to learn how to package it and sell it to them and how you can adjust your skills into it. It's gonna be a little weird because it's not exactly what you've been doing, but just get over that hump and then you'll be good to go. Like it all comes naturally.
It does. And like to marketing, like if you've been crowd reading for 10 years, you learned what people like. And if you can figure out what else they like if you're so in tune with like knowing what people like, you can just be like, "Oh, like like crowd reading when I was younger, when I was first getting DJing, I would go to places that I didn't like the style of music, and I would watch the DJ or the performer or whatever get the crowd off, like get them hyped, and I'd be like, "Oh, this is what they like. This is why they like that. This type of song does this."
Study the
So yeah, you
environment.
study them. So it's the same thing. You like figure out what the consumers want.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and that's super important too, man. You know, if you're gonna buckle down on a certain thing, like don't make it hard on yourself. Like look at what other people are doing. Like study why it is that this works for them and why it is that people react a certain way to it. You know, and like I said, like make it easier for yourself. Don't make it. Don't work harder than you actually have to. You know, if like Jerry said, he would go out to these bars and he would see what would bomb and what would work well. That's easy for him, as opposed to him just going into the venue and just trying to figure it out without really knowing.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to think outside the box and do some of these things. And I know like it may seem like it's common sense, but the reality is common sense
It's
isn't
not
so
that
common,
common.
so yeah, so
I'm gonna tell you what I told my boss. If everybody could do what I was doing, if everyone was willing to do what I was doing, they would be doing it. But they're not. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll eat off your plate if I have to.
yeah, I've always wanted to be Mickey Mouse, but I just don't know how to do it.
You know what I mean? But there's more than enough food to go around. There's more than
Oh,
enough
for sure.
to go around. Like there's just
We live in an abundant
untouched
world.
markets, untouched, so much untouched, man.
Oh yeah, we definitely live in an abundant world, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like for sure. And there's so many like money making opportunities. Like it is fucking insane. I've always thought, I don't know if you guys would agree. I've always thought money was like the easiest thing to make.
Yeah.
Money is not difficult to make.
But it's
That's
one of
why.
those things that like you use it, but it comes back.
Yeah, that's why I've never understood like why like people do other people dirty for money or like
Yeah.
they do shady shit. Because like to me like money is easy as fuck to
Especially
make.
for not a lot of money.
Yeah, so like so again like you can make money in like in some of these traits that you are picking up.
Yeah.
Just gotta buckle down, double down, and learn how to sell it, package it, and be good at it. Don't just decide you're gonna do something today and I could do this professionally. Like no,
Learn how to
crash
do
and
it.
fail. Learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Like take some time, and be somewhat. I'm not saying be a fucking master or whatever, but definitely know your way.
Have some confidence in it.
Have some confidence
Yeah.
in it and know your way in case something goes to shit.
Yeah, for sure. Like, put that portfolio, learn how to do it, put some type of portfolio together. So you're being honest. So maybe you're not the best yet. That will come in time, but like at least you're with your employer or whoever you're working, whether it's subcontracted or as an employee, you're like, hey, this is what I can do for you. Is this something that you'd like to have?
Yeah.
Is this something you'd like to pay for?
Yeah.
And if it's better than theirs, then they're probably gonna want to pay for it.
Yeah, especially in times right now, man. Like, obviously, like you guys saw, like at the beginning of the pandemic, like all freelancing jobs, well, not necessarily all freelancing jobs, but like jobs like DJing and stuff like that requires interaction, requires being with people, like was pretty much gone.
Yeah.
So like this is definitely the time, to kind of overlook and see, okay, like what else can I do? What else can I offer? And kind of go from there. It's kind of creating that like seven avenues of income.
Yep.
So you just don't
don't
rely on one. So yeah, it could be one of those things. Like maybe you discover like you're somewhat pretty good at social media. Take over someone's social media and tell them like, hey, like I can do this and that. Believe it or not, there's actually a lot of companies that thrive during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like tons of companies, like local companies
Oh,
too.
fuck yeah.
Like there's some that like didn't skip a beat at all, and like
some that are even better than that.
yeah, like there's construction companies that have done like that are doing like really fucking well, and then you go to like their social media pages and like their shit, but it's not necessarily because they're not doing well or anything like that. It's just that
There's no one in a position.
there's
to do
no
it.
there's no one in a position, and they don't necessarily care because they're already making money.
Yeah.
You know, but if you could tell them like, hey, like you're making this much,
You make
but I could
more.
give you a 40% growth.
Yeah.
You know, all we got to do is just make your presence louder on the internet, because that's where the majority of
Eyeballs.
clients are going anyways.
Yep.
You know, like we can do that. All you got to do is just invest. I don't know, name your price, like $20,000, $30,000 a year. You know,
Yeah.
that's nothing to them if they're completing these $500 to $1 million contracts. You know what I'm saying? So use what you have as a power and just learn how to package it. Just sell it out.
Do we have
It's
any
possible.
questions on the chat on Twitch right now or no? We're good.
Yeah, we're pretty good right now. We're just kind of BSing with you guys, you know.
All right.
I let everyone know that I had to learn a certain new skill. You know, before I was just giving hand jobs to myself. Now I'm learning how to give hand jobs to others. So you know, that's
See,
where
that's
we're
what we're
at.
talking about, guys. Learn your skill set. Give it to other people.
So now that we got Isaac on the mic, he's talking about all these skills that he learned. You've actually learned a lot of skill sets yourself. Obviously, you know, you started off, from what I know, you started off as a DJ, you know, coming out of high school. But now, I mean, you've handled like crazy production, and you know, and I'd like to say
Managing
that
events
you
like that.
manage it probably a lot better than some of these like touring managers that are coming with these guys. You know, so how was like the learning curve for you? And I think you've probably gotten some offers too, right?
Like,
Yeah.
Like go on
how do
tour
you
with these
just
guys?
figure
Yeah,
that out?
I've gotten some, you know, offered some tours, you know, to go on tour, you know.
Name
as
drop.
You know, I'm not gonna name drop. I'm not gonna name drop. There's someone in the chat though that knows who about it.
There
So,
it
but
is.
yeah, I mean, it just all became repetitious. You know, like constantly doing everything. You know, going over that checklist, double checking twice. You know, and you know, just making sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. You know, before doors open, and it's just repetition. You know, it
Doing it
becomes
over and
second
over.
nature after a while. You know, like there's things that I don't even think of that are just they're just automatic. You know. And that's that's how I built my skill set on doing that.
It's kind of how like bro T was saying, like you don't just go and apply for a job that you kind of know how to do. Like you've done this. Like how Isaac was saying, like he's done it so many times to where now it's like automatic. You know, it's not like you really have to think about it. And like he has a list of what he knows he needs to do. Like you can apply that to whatever you're doing.
So Pasquale, if you're in this chat, man,
Isaac.
hire my boy, man. He's gonna have that main stage running snappy.
Flawlessly.
There you go.
Flawlessly.
He's gonna remind DJ Khaled that he's actually in Nevada and not in California.
Damn.
Yeah, that was crazy, dude.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that was funny. I mean, for whatever reason, too. Like, I guess I don't really think about it too much. Like, I'm not really too mad at Khaled for saying that it was California instead of Nevada. Like,
Especially like people like that are just flying everywhere all the time.
Right,
It's
right,
like,
right.
Where am I now? Like, that just
Yeah.
happened.
I mean, he was probably drunk.
And then his laptop was overheating. It wouldn't even boot up.
damn,
They
that
put
sucks.
bags of ice under it too,
Jeez.
and it was like
That Vegas heat is
yeah.
no joke.
So
bro.
I mean, I can maybe just the hecticness was throwing him off. You know.
yeah,
Everything
So I
was
can
going
see how
on.
like something like that would happen. I mean, it's not an excuse. I
yeah,
mean, you're getting paid a lot of money to know
yeah,
where you're
yeah,
at. But at the same time, I can imagine being frustrated. You're gonna play your laptop, it wasn't booting up. They like literally they had it under 3 bags of ice,
That
my
sucks,
and it was not
dude.
going on.
Come on,
Yeah.
Mac, get your shit together.
Right? But I mean, like this
He
is
had the new
this
one that
is
overheats.
Yeah,
it was like I want to say like 106, 107 outside.
Yeah,
So it was hot.
dude.
I mean,
That's
this is at
insane.
like 11 o'clock at night.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Get yourself a cooling pad. You know, you're definitely gonna need some ice, but cooling pads save you, bro.
I feel like at that point,
Yeah.
like if you're doing those big festivals and touring and stuff, at least like how I think about it now with like hard drives of backing my shit up, I would have backup like USBs ready to go. Like, all right, the laptop doesn't work. Fuck it. Like record box, let's go. Like
yeah,
we're
but
ready.
I think his shit was just he was just gonna drop by, do a set, and then bounce, right? I don't think it was just supposed to be quick.
It was like a surprise pop up thing.
Yeah, pretty much. But
No, he was on the schedule, but I think it was only like an hour set. I
An
mean,
hour
then
set.
like he just goes in drops tracks real quick,
Yeah.
in and out kind of thing. Hype man, basically.
Was
Yeah.
Drake on this one or no? Or was he like the year before?
He was the year. Oh, he was that same year.
He was that same year
Yeah,
too.
we
right?
missed him.
Damn, dude.
Don't bring that up around my wife. Don't bring that up around my wife. She gets mad.
She didn't hear this.
We heard him at the next stage over, and we thought it was just the music,
fuck.
like a
Yeah.
song drop in.
Yeah.
And I thought we heard pop. It was pop style playing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was actually him.
I don't know why. Like, I mean, I get it, and like, I think overall, like, it's kind of like, all right, like, I guess my thing is like, I don't know why like more hip hop artists don't like go to the raves and shit. I think they're kind of sleeping on like going to raves
Oh, I
and
see
doing these
what you
pop ups.
mean.
But at the same time, like, I feel like it kind of takes away from the culture too.
Yeah.
Like if you have like too much hip hop and shit like that,
Yeah.
because like it's a rave for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, but
It's a style of music that it's a different umbrella.
yeah, but I mean, shit,
Also,
like,
probably is because like any hip hop or any kind of artist, they have a production that they want to bring their own. Like festival is just it's there. It's
Yeah.
like nothing's really set up for them how they like to perform. They have their schedule laid out or how they want to do it, and it's just their stage is already built. Like it maybe doesn't even flow with how they,
Yeah.
because their tour, what they're doing on tour is, they probably do the
custom.
same songs. Yeah, it's custom. Everything has a certain feel, a certain flow. Then you go into a festival, that just may like throw your whole shit out of whack. Even though you're performing the same exact 5
Yeah.
songs,
Yeah.
it may be like
yeah.
it's a different
on the
vibe.
production, and it's a different thing. 'cause-
Yeah, just a different.
Yeah.
All right, here's a question I've always had. Maybe you can answer this, Isaac. Are encores pre-planned, or is it just like an artist saying, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go out there and perform another one"? Like I feel like
I
some
think
of these,
majority are.
I feel like some of these encores are kind of pre-planned. Like they
I
already
think
know.
a
they
lot
al-
of them are.
Yeah, like they already know that the crowd is gonna want an encore, so like they work it into the schedule. What do you
Well,
think?
I would go with if it's like if they're running out of time, if they're overtime, they probably had an encore. They had definitely have encore tracks,
Mhm.
but it all goes according to schedule. If they're 10 minutes over already, there's no time for an encore. There's no time for you to go backstage and then come back
back.
out. You're gone.
Yeah.
Like that's it. The bottom line.
Yeah.
I know I've been to an event where Kendrick Lamar was like 30 minutes late.
Oh shit.
He only did 15 minutes. Asked if he can. Saw online that he had asked if he can come out and do a couple more. They're like, nah, bro.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
you-
it.
We're on a
Uh,
schedule. You fucked up. Yeah.
Damn.
So it's kind of like, but I mean, if they have time left, of course they're going to encore it and, make it seem like it's.
When
for the crowd.
when they're late, are they still getting paid the same?
Oh, yeah.
Oh fuck, dude, that
mean,
sucks.
Still getting paid the same, but, it's.
Yeah.
They still
bad
show
rep.
up,
Yeah.
But, these certain festivals are all on time subscription, with the
Mhm.
city, like they can't go. Just because you're 30 minutes late at 7 o'clock doesn't
Yeah.
mean we can go till 12:30
Every-
now.
12:30,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not the way it works.
Yeah, no, it's not the way
There's
it
a
works.
lot of
Not with the
other
city, not with all the
factors.
other artists
Yeah.
after you.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's the way it works.
And
It's a
then there's
machine.
scheduling conflicts. Sometimes these bigger
Yeah.
guys don't want to go against someone.
Yeah.
Now they're pushed back going against someone big at the next stage over,
That's the thing.
There's a reason they're
That is
set at
true.
that time,
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like,
And when there's multiple stages, it's like there's a lot of other
Yeah.
those factors going on where
Yeah.
like, well, I don't want to play when that guy's playing.
Yeah.
Like,
I think there's little factors that like people who like don't know what's going on backstage like love to complain about.
oh yeah.
But like I don't think they really understand. Like, yeah, bro, like this has been thought about, but there's a specific reason why we can't do it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, you got to understand, like, just because you're on your high horse, the
Mhm.
next guy after you is probably on a bigger high horse.
Yeah,
and he ain't
that's
letting
true.
shit fly like that. You
Yeah.
don't care who
Yeah.
you are.
Damn, that's wild.
And then the guy after that person is on
Even
even a bigger
bigger.
high horse. So like, like it's a chain reaction. Ain't no one gonna let that shit fly. It's like, okay.
Who's the cool? Oh shit, it's like sticking to my back. Who's the coolest dude you've like worked with?
Bro T.
That like that has like that's like really high caliber. Like you would think like, yeah, this guy has a right. Well, not that everybody has a right to be an asshole, but this specific
He
person,
could get
like, he
away
could
with
get
being a
away with
dick.
it. But turns out like they were like nice as fuck.
I can't really think of anyone on the top of my head.
That just
I would
stands out.
imagine
Probably,
probably being like that.
I
That's
work
super
with this
cool.
one guy a lot here in town. His name's Floating Species. He's pretty chill, He gets drunk a lot, but I let it slide,
Big up to
He's
FS.
cool though.
He cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I feeling like Rusko's vibe when he came. Like he seemed pretty chill too. Rusko.
Oh, I thought you said Russ. Yeah,
like-
Rusco.
Yeah, he looks like he would be pretty chill. Well, shit, man. You guys, is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Are you trick or treating this weekend?
Yeah.
Halloween,
Saturday.
Hallowizzle.
Yeah, what are you guys doing this weekend?
I'm DJing
Where at?
on the
Santa-
radio.
Santa. Oh,
what?
yeah. Are we going to Santa Maria this weekend?
I'm back on the radio.
I don't give a fuck. Are you-
DJ Burns makes his B95 return, man.
I am coming back from hibernation.
Yep.
I am back on.
Well, he never really left.
I'm back on regular
Regular rotation.
He's playing hip hop again,
rotation.
guys.
Yeah, I'm playing hip hop now. Not just- so I'm still on TZ, obviously, but I'm on also like the B95 All Star schedule.
Yeah, and then time changes this weekend.
We
So
get an extra hour.
yeah, so it's not 2 hours of TZ. It's now 3 hours of TZ.
So this weekend you get 3 hours of TZ radio, and it's a Halloween special.
Yeah. So while you're stuck at the club/dinner lounge, and you go through the time change vortex, when you come out, you will probably be listening to the 3rd hour of TZ radio. You're probably gonna hear me out of breath, man.
Yeah, because it's a lot of talking. You gotta talk for 3 hours.
Yeah, man. I can't get enough.
Can't get enough.
Yeah. So we're gonna be doing that. Any gigs you guys are playing?
Friday we're back at Simonian.
Yep.
Okay.
Whoop whoop. I'll be wearing a
What are you
costume.
dressing up? What are you dressing up as?
Jack-o'-lantern.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's both functional and
Okay.
spooky. Not really spooky, but whatever. It's Halloweenish.
You should dress up as Bam Bam.
I actually have a Fred Flintstone costume.
Nah, man, dress up as
You can borrow
Bam.
it if you
You
want.
should dress up as Mickey.
Bam Bam.
Dress
That
up
was
as
one of
Mickey.
the most
Mickey?
uncomfortable, one of the more uncomfortable costumes that I didn't realize until I got it and put
Fred
it on.
Flintstone.
I don't
Yeah.
like their shit because they don't wear shoes, dude.
I wore shoes, but I had shoes.
Nah, I'm pretty sure I saw you barefooted at the club.
No, so it had like these.
You know how
it
girls
had, like,
take the
these
heels off.
fake feet, like foam covers over you put over your shoes,
I don't fuck with feet, bro.
so it looks like you're barefoot, and then like.
Oh, I know what you mean.
But the hard part about that costume was that I didn't realize it's basically a fucking dress. You know what I mean? Because they just wear this long ass T-shirt thing
How'd it
that
feel?
goes past their knees.
did
How'd
you
it feel?
forget to wear like shorts under? or
So
what?
I had to find the
Wear
right
a
pair of
G-string.
shorts because you know, like basketball shorts, sometimes they
Elephant thong?
they have like they're a little bumpy or like the pockets are a certain
Fucking
way to where
gross.
like you can see it underneath the.
You don't want to show any panty lines.
Yeah, you don't want any panty lines, guys. Come on, you're in character for Halloween. So I had to find the right basketball shorts to wear under.
Well, what
but
about
it
like
still felt weird. It still felt like you were wearing a dress.
what about
Yeah.
like that shit that like basketball players wear under their shorts? And,
Oh,
like,
the like the little Spanx or whatever.
yeah, and then don't like football players like,
Sliders.
that's like their pants.
Yeah,
or
but those are
whatever.
expensive. I wasn't gonna buy like $50 pair of shorts.
Sliders, yeah. That's
Just-
true.
Just get used ones.
Those are like made out of like Under Armour, like bike shorts.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Those are expensive.
Yeah.
I
Fuck
didn't know they were
that.
expensive.
Nope. They're not
Yeah.
super expensive.
They're not super. Like I'm saying, like
Hit the
40
outlets,
bucks,
bro.
like $40.
Like
but-
for a one-time use. Like I was.
Yeah, I
worth
was
it.
like, oh, let me find some like $10 shorts
He's better off just wearing his
Yeah.
G-string.
that like doesn't
Elephant thong
show a panty line. So I ended up going with like these cheap Hanes
from
ones
Hollywood.
that were like they're made of cotton. They don't have like any lines or anything.
That's so gross.
But yeah, but it
Like
still
the-
felt like you were wearing a dress because it was
like
mostly
the
like
short sweats.
it was almost like wearing
The
boxers
sweats, the
plus
shorts.
longer
Yeah.
boxers. You know,
Would you do it again? Would you
What?
wear a dress?
would I wear a dress for like Halloween? Maybe.
Was it comfortable?
What, that thing?
Yeah.
I guess.
Did you, how girls say, feel free?
I just felt weird, man.
Free
'Cause It
AC?
just felt like I was wearing like longer boxers underneath a dress. It was just weird.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That was a good year though, because I was really drunk at it was at Gallup's with Andy as a penguin,
Oh yeah, Andy's.
and he was hella drunk.
Who had
And-
the hot dog costume? That was Oscar, huh?
Yeah, Oscar was a hot dog that
He was a
year.
weenie.
He was a weenie.
He was a wiener. He was like, what he was like, you guys want to touch my wiener? That was funny.
He's like, I am the wiener.
All right, cool. Burns.
What are you doing?
I don't know, dude. I'm probably gonna stay home. I'm not like attracted to like going out. Like it's kind of like I don't know. It just feels kind of scary to me. Not scary, but just kind of like
You're scared of Halloween?
not necessarily, but
spooky?
like no. But like
Just 'cause
Scared of
COVID.
Witches?
yeah, dude. Just like I just feel like if there was a time to take me out, it's gonna be like if there
During
was a time to
Halloween?
take out like the piece of meat You
It'd be
know,
Halloween.
it would be Halloween for sure. So
Feel you.
I'm definitely gonna stay home.
I've heard people are still gonna trick or treat.
Yeah,
I'm not handing out candy. Well, I'm not gonna be in town. We're gonna be in Santa Maria, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure, there you go.
So segue, I got a Halloween gig in.
Wait, so
Santa
are you
Maria.
guys even gonna be at
That's
Simone
on
on
Saturday,
Friday.
bro?
And then
Halloween's
Saturday is
on
gonna be
Saturday.
okay. So you guys are spinning out there.
Yeah, Friday we'll be at Simonian, and then Saturday Santa Maria.
Okay, where are you guys spinning at?
Homies ranch,
Okay, there you go.
the private
Yeah,
party.
so I'm gonna be masked up. He'll be masked up. But if that wouldn't have happened, I was honestly gonna do something low key, just watch scary movies and pizza and eat Reese's Pieces.
That sounds chill as fuck, to be honest.
Reese's sounds.
Jack o' lantern.
You know what I mean?
Ooh,
Well, let me-
Reese's and ice cream.
Let me get out a plug. Let me get out a plug real quick for Saturday.
There you
Oh,
go.
there we go.
So my partner FS, my homie,
Big
we
up
all know
FS.
Andy.
up?
He's spinning at
Fab?
at Moss on
Moss?
Saturday
Nice.
downtown.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Saturday downtown. So everyone watching this, make sure you guys go out to downtown.
There you go.
It's from 7 to 11, I believe.
There you go.
But then I think it's 21 and over, and then you can go. They're doing an inside party
Ooh.
later for limited capacity. So
So there you go. 7 to 11 on Saturday.
I mean, don't
Go to
don't
Moss,
quote me on the time, but I know
Yeah.
it's pretty early in
downtown Fresno.
yeah, outside, and then
Line dancing.
yeah. So yeah,
He's gonna be out there, and they also have like a bunch of like cool vendors. Like
I haven't gone out there. I'm gonna have to check it out.
it looks dope, man.
Oh, in the
Yeah.
downtown area, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it's super dope. It's like
Yeah, it's
it's
super
like a
dope.
night market, like for
Yeah.
locals.
Yeah.
They got like super vibing music and food.
Is it like our hop?
Kinda,
Yeah, kinda.
but it seems more. It's way more
More.
organized.
I think it's like more like clothing related.
Okay.
At least that's the vibe I got. It's a lot of local brands here in town. They're really dope brands too. So
They gonna hand out candy
I don't know, dude. Would you if someone gives you candy, are you gonna take it?
if it's wrapped up?
You just gotta clean it.
so
You just-
what I'm gonna do, I've
you
already
can
got a
eat-
plan
eat the
for.
wrapper.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna personally pass out. I'm gonna put, a chair with a little thing of candy, but I'm also gonna put some hand sanitizer right next to it. So
Oh,
everyone
smart.
get your squirt on.
Yeah.
Then if the kids want to,
You should invest in a walkie-talkie.
Only one.
Yeah.
Yo,
Who
bastard.
said that? Yeah. I saw you. that'd be
I want a shameless plug for next weekend. Me and this guy. I believe that's the first week in November, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be for the first time. So let me just start talking about it. My homie Brandon from
Relief
Barb's
is in the
Soul Food-
building. What up, Julian?
My my homie Brandon from Barb's Soul Food, he bought the parking lot across the street from Crest Theater, which has 105 car capacity that he's going to be doing. He bought like this like huge inflatable screen and FM transmitter, and he's going to be showing some like some super cool movies, and me and this guy will be DJing
Yep.
as you come in for like the first 2 hours. And we'll be playing some cool hip hop, and that'll be a cool
It'll be a
thing.
vibe.
Stay tuned on like
Be a
my
good
social media because it's like kind of like hush hush right now, because he already it's gonna be exclusive because you have to RSVP for this every
okay.
weekend because of the
I was
limited
wondering how that would
capacity.
be.
So it's,
And
it's
he-
a Saturday.
It's not.
It's yeah Saturday
So it's not first come first serve. It's RSVP.
RSVPing, and he already has, from my understanding, the first weekend RSVP'd and paid for.
Damn son.
So this will be an experience. I'll probably vlog it a little bit so you guys can see.
So it's a drive-in theater.
It's a drive-in theater. He got like this huge blow-up screen thing, got FM transmitters so that you can transmit into your car, and he has some sound out there.
Is it BYOP? Bring your own popcorn.
I think it's like there's going to be food vendors.
It's-
So
okay.
Barb
it's-
Soul Food will definitely
it's
be one of the
WAP.
vendors. So like, I mean, how cool is it that you're gonna be able to like eat some like macaroni and cheese or like fried chicken at your movies? You don't have to like sneak in KFC.
Yeah. Bring a truck.
I'm still gonna sneak
Put
in
it
something.
backwards and put a blanket on there. Let me restart this.
Oh, we're almost done, anyways. We just wanna.
Yeah, just end it.
How is it? Oh, we're back. Well,
Um,
shit, cool. So you guys gonna be out there. What up, Herb?
I think I'm definitely
DJ
take some
Herb is in
popcorn.
the building.
What up, Herb?
Okay, OG
What's up,
right
man?
The
there.
homie Herb.
You're gonna make Jerry blush, man.
I am.
He is blushing.
He's blushy right now.
He looks like Bro T's shirt right now.
Ooh, I'm dressed in all red too. Burns tried to call me on
So
blood,
whoop.
man.
So
No, I
whoop.
didn't. Sangre.
What's up, Herb? What's cracking, man? You've been holding it down on Twitch, dude.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. He said tacos for everyone.
Ooh. I'll take a shrimp one.
Taco Thursday, man.
I'll take some shrimp tacos.
Why isn't
Or
Taco
fish.
Why isn't Taco Thursday a thing?
Because I think Tuesday comes off the tongue easier.
I think
Rolls
maybe
off
if
the
Mike
tongue.
Tyson came up with it, he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm giving me a taco on Taco Thursday." It's not the same sound, you know what I mean?
I'd be down to get Mike Tyson on board, man. And let's switch it up, man. Let's do Taco Thursday.
Taco Thursday. We'd have to get him to do the soundbite, and then it would go.
I'll
It would
text
pop
him after
off?
the show.
Imagine
man.
him. Come on, guys, come out to the Taco Thursday.
Oh, Tequila Thursdays.
Tequila
with
Thursdays,
featuring
man.
tacos.
Tequila Thursdays.
Featuring tacos.
Tequila Thursday.
Yo, much love, Herb. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
saying that.
it means a lot coming from you, dude. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, he said, Jerry, you look like Mickey Mouse.
Oh, thank you. Wait, what did Herb say?
There you go, man.
He said.
You're gonna make Jerry blush right now, man. We're gonna
he
see his
said,
face
"Jerry
go
would
straight
make A
red.
good Mickey Mouse.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That means a lot.
You got his palms are sweaty, man.
Like Eminem,
Palms are sweaty,
8
mom's
miles?
spaghetti. Well, shit, guys. I mean, I think we covered a lot. We actually covered some very interesting topics at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, I'm
facts.
glad I finally got that out.
You've
Because
been, you've been
I've been
holding
sitting
that
in
for
that
a
for
while.
Yeah, I was waiting for us to like not have a special guest and also to have us all in the same room because I felt like you guys would have very important takes on this. You know what I mean?
Yep. I think it
so-
was also like how can I say it? Like a reminder or like a reality check, even for us too. Like as much as we know that shit, it makes a difference when like you hear it again, you know, because sometimes you
Yeah.
like you get stuck on, you know, day to day, like doing whatever you got to do or whatnot. And like you need to be reminded shit like that. So I
Yeah.
think it was a good conversation for like not just everyone looking or watching live,
Yeah.
but like everyone in this room too. It's like, hey man, like don't forget, like you're valuable. You know what I mean?
sure.
So that's
You were
dope.
valuable. You were loved.
Jer-
You were more than what they say.
Jerry El Gallo Negro is valuable. So Herb said, "What up, Nolan?
Nolan.
He's in the building, man.
Yeah.
He's catching the ending of the show.
Yo, another dude that's been on Twitch.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
And I'm sure Nolan will. We're going to
got-
have Nolan on a special guest soon, right?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, that'll be one hell of an
That's the plan, man.
Higher, Isaac, higher. There you go.
That's what we look like in yellow, guys. I think yellow's my color.
Ooh.
I think yellow is your color. It
think
looks
yellow
very
is my
good on
color,
your
man.
complexion.
Yeah, it looks nice. Look at that.
Look at
Peace, Herb. Later, man. Yeah, I think yellow's the color. Man.
Big up to Herb.
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
with it.
Cool, guys. So I think that just about
That's
wraps it up for this week's episode of What Up Weekly.
What up?
Hope you guys got enough of that. What up, son?
Yep. Make sure to hit us up on Twitch. So TZ Radio on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then I know a lot of people don't know, or if you don't know, here's a reminder. You can listen to our previous TZ Radio episodes on our SoundCloud, iTunes. So yeah, just look up.
Tell
TZ Radio.
Alexa to play us. Be like,
Yeah.
Alexa, play TZ Radio, and she'll be like, okay.
No, literally, like try it at home if you got an Alexa.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. So like,
Tell her to
you
play
can listen.
TZ Radio on iHeartRadio.
On
I think
iHeart.
That's where
iHeartRadio,
it's standard
yeah.
to or whatever.
Yeah, catch us Saturday into Sunday, 12 to 2 a.m. Oh, actually at 2 a.m. twice this Saturday.
Yeah.
When you enter the vortex.
Because when you enter the
we promise.
daylight
savings
We
vortex.
promise. We
I love
promise you're not
vortex.
drunk.
iHeartRadio and
We're
B95.
drunk.
Isaac, is there anything you want to plug in, man?
Yeah, a couple things. First,
go.
number one, Tuesday, everyone needs to vote. Already our ballots,
Vote.
mail-in
Yes,
ballots
Tuesday.
ended.
Super important.
Vote
ended.
on Tuesday.
So everyone,
that.
it doesn't matter what you're doing, who you're voting for. You need to do your part.
sure
You
to
know,
vote.
like it doesn't matter. Like that's not the point of our democracy. That's your choice. But I highly want everyone to go out and vote.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
so like please just do so.
Make your
just
voice count.
yeah, it's part of your American duty. You know,
Yeah.
just think of it that way. You know, like forget who you and your neighbor or your brother's voting for. This is that's your decision. Nobody else's. Second, so I know next week's show should be very interesting. We will maybe close. Hopefully, we will know who president is.
Oh,
If
that's
not,
right.
I mean,
Shit.
Yeah, so next week's show should be pretty interesting.
know who president
Or
is
we
next
might
week.
not because we got 50 million ballots going in that I don't think are going to be counted in the first couple of days.
I'm sure it takes a while.
Yeah, I'm thinking
that's
I'm
gonna
thinking
take
by
a while.
end of November,
Yeah.
but regardless, I mean our
have
president
an
current
idea.
president
We'll have an
right now
idea.
wants to know the night of.
Yeah.
which I mean, those are all just projections. Those
Yeah.
aren't official. It's never been official.
Yeah.
So crazy, man.
could
It's
change.
crazy. You know, we never know. Those are just it's an idea. You know,
Yeah.
like, you know, you can't. And then second, I have you guys watched Borat? Did you guys watch Borat?
Dude,
I
I
did.
saw Borat.
Yeah, there we go. See, let's get
I saw
another couple
Borat.
minutes in here.
I like Borat, man. I thought I watched the first one a long time ago, but I didn't really remember like how like realistic some of these things like were.
Yeah.
And so like looking at this one, I was like, holy shit, like some of these are like real life like situations. I mean, I could
Yeah.
be wrong, but they seem like they really fucking happened and like they really filmed it. Like there's definitely like some like controversial like situations that happen, but
Yep.
fuck, man.
I mean, like I you know, I put out a post on Facebook. I think what Borat does, he puts a mirror in front of situations,
Right.
and then we can make fun of it
Yeah.
without actually making fun of someone, without like
Yeah.
antagonizing. I mean, he's just putting a mirror in front of some
Yeah.
people, and that's something. And then they can, we as the audience can kind of see, get
Yeah.
a joke out of it, but also can kind of see like, damn,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
how people really
Really
think.
think, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, it's scary sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
and that's the thing he does like flawlessly. You know, the second one wasn't as good as the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because maybe the timing, you know, like
Mhm.
all the stuff that I saw in there, I was like, we kind of already know this, like, you know,
Yeah.
you're not showing me anything new right
Yeah.
now, you know, as the first one, Bush era, you know, I was like, dang, there's really people like this down there, you know,
Yeah.
like, gee, like, you know, like, okay, I guess so,
Yeah.
you know, I guess it's, you know, and this one was a little, I was like, I get it, but it's still it's still hilarious.
I mean, it was definitely planned to like
Yeah.
drop like during this
It was-
time.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
but see, that's the thing. I don't think like if you're a undecided voter, like
Yeah.
I don't
yeah,
see
for
this
sure.
is making you, you
Yeah.
know, like, oh my God, you know, because all this stuff we already know how this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already know. I mean, at the end of the movie, they ended with a bunch of Karens, and we know how, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think that's you know,
Yeah.
it's just really crazy, and I think the most interesting part of that movie was the guys talking about conspiracy theories, you know, like
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
saying the
Yeah.
Clintons drink blood, you know, blah blah blah, and they're, you know, online.
And it was like
And
an
they believe it.
exaggerated
But
one.
when he shows them the book of, you know, that little guide, and they're like, hey man, that's a conspiracy in your government. It's like, bro,
Motherfucker.
Yeah,
but you guys are
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the
Yeah.
same thing. Like, it's just crazy how people don't see, like, you know, we're supposed to think that, you know, people around the world see our internet, you know, they really think that like the conspiracy theories around the world, you know, or here in America, people in other countries really believe that shit
For sure.
because they're not here, that, you know, and it's
Yeah.
like hard to think, you know, and that's
Yeah.
why you know, like, you know, after, you know, at City, I took a couple semesters of critical thinking, and, you know, one thing we learned is that, you know, it's hard to be a conspiracy theorist when you're a critical thinker, you know, because you're seeking,
sure.
you're definitely seeking information, the truth. When you're a conspiracy, you're more seeking desire, stuff that turns you on, you know, that's getting your engines revved, you know, you
Yeah.
want it to be true, even though it not might, you're not thinking of
It's more like drama.
rational desire, you know, things, you know, you're thinking just like, yeah, drama, you know,
Yeah.
it's just
Like
kind of
you're not really ready to hear the opposite.
yeah, you're not ready. It's just something you want to hear and something
Yeah.
you're hoping is
That's
true,
true.
you know.
Critical
And
thinker looks
yeah,
at both
yeah,
sides.
yeah. You really gotta get down in it, you know. So, I highly suggest everyone should watch it. I don't think it's if you're an undecided, which if you're an undecided voter right now, I just sit this one out. Like you should have been decided a long time ago. You know, don't waste nobody's time. You know, and if you're voting for, you know, the Green Party or whatever, you know, sit this one out too. You know, there's two people that
Save
are
the gas.
actually
Yeah.
there's two people that actually have a chance of being president, and
Yeah,
that third
yeah.
vote is not. And don't go feeling Kanye West.
Yeah, please.
If anything, you
Don't be
know,
an
if
idiot.
the writing part put, you know, Christ Jesus, you know. I mean, I'd vote for that guy.
yeah, damn.
All
man.
day, every
yeah,
day.
Yeah. Well, shit, guys.
There you go. Vote.
Vote.
I already
Vote.
voted.
Yeah.
I turned mine in.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
drop
You
my
voted.
vote in.
Everyone's ready to go. Vote. Definitely, like Isaac said, like exercise your right as a
Vote for Pedro.
as an American. You know, there's definitely other people out there that wish they could do it,
That's true.
and they can't. You know, so be their voice and go out there and vote. Like,
It's a privilege.
it's definitely a privilege, man. So, yeah, cool.
Vote. Catch the same time next week. Listen to TZ Radio this weekend. Come out to Simonian.
Yep.
And also go out to Moss on Saturday.
Yep.
Are we do? Is there anything going on in the Yo Isaac show this weekend?
No, not this weekend. Everything's tuning up for next week, our first week of kind of a full schedule.
Ooh.
There you
Snap.
go.
So stay tuned for
Stay
that
tuned
next
to
week.
the
Big
Yo
big
Isaac
big
show.
week next week
Yeah.
for sure. All right, guys. Well, shit. I think that's it.
Your weekly dose of what up?
What up?
What up?
Peace.